in the traditional Latin Mass in Nigeria. So I've tried to see whatever way I can give an account of the traditional Latin Mass going on in Nigeria without bringing myself in. And I couldn't find a way to get myself out of it. Once upon a time, in the late 50s, there was a 7-year-old African boy who lived in a village with his parents far from the city. He was born and baptized Catholic because his parents were married Catholics. He goes to church with them at a mission school, used also as a church in the same town. An Irish priest comes from a parish church about 10 kilometers away to celebrate Mass and administer the other sacraments to the faithful every once in 3 or 4 months. Each time they attend the Mass, this young boy, inquisitive as he was, would not want to sit in the congregation with others. He always prefers to stand outside at the window closest to the altar, from where he would always peep at the priest to see what he's doing on the altar. The reason was because the priest turns his back on the people while celebrating this Mass. This boy was curious for a few things about the Mass. One of them was how the Holy Communion comes about. His curiosity was never fully satisfied. One day, he was in a local oil mill very close to his home, where palm fruits were processed to extract the palm oil, the kernels, and the fiber. Without any prior conversation leading to that, this young boy asked a very embarrassing question, which he directed to the son of the owner of this oil mill. The question was, can a black man become a priest? Without a second thought, the young man whose father owns this oil mill said, yes, of course. And he was not expecting any more questions. But this inquisitive boy continued with another embarrassing question, and he said, if a black man becomes a priest, how can he made to become white? The young man again, without premeditation, pointed to a big half drum cut into 2, which can hold about 250 gallons of water. And he told this young inquisitive boy and said, if a black man becomes a priest, a drum like this will be filled with water and set on fire. And when the water is boiling, this black man will be thrown into the hot water so that all his skin will peel off, and then he will become white. So this young boy was so horrified and said, oh, the person will die. But the young man told him, no, he will not die. And he told him that the white man has some special ointments which they always apply to such people right away. And then nothing will happen to him, and the skin will just become white like that of a baby. And then he asked the young boy, do you intend to become a priest when you grow up? And he said, no, never, because I don't want to die. But on the 3rd of July, 1983, this inquisitive young boy was ordained a priest for the Catholic Diocese of Olu in Nigeria. And the young man who was answering his question was the chief photographer for the occasion. The same priest is the one standing before you in this hall, and he still retained his black skin. My dear brothers and sisters, a steady growth in the faith in Nigeria. The present area that is called the Catholic Diocese of Olu, from where I come from, is located on the southeastern part of Nigeria. The first missionaries arrived in this area in the year 1910 and had their first resident priest in the area in 1936. It was created a diocese from the present Archdiocese of Owerri in November of 1980. The first bishop, Most Reverend Dr. Gregory Ochiaga, was consecrated the first bishop on January 6th and installed on February 16, 1981. He began the diocese with 30 parishes and about 32 priests in 1981. Today, in the year 2003, there are about 872,578 people